Hawaii's real estate industry does not want you to see this video because the fantasy they sell costs $1.2 million, and meanwhile there are entire districts of Hawaii where homes and lots list for $49,000, $30,000, sometimes less than a used car, and they sit on the market anyway. Nobody wants them. And the reasons why are the most fascinating real estate story in America. In the 1950s and 60s, county officials let developers give up thousands of acres of high-risk volcanic land into house lots with almost no infrastructure, and today the district of Puna alone, roughly the size of the entire island of Oahu, is filled with the cheapest property in the state. We've got a condo in Honolulu that costs less than a pickup truck, and there's a catch buried in the paperwork, a subdivision where every single lot still legally exists under 50 feet of hardened lava, a village that was erased twice and rebuilt itself on top of its own grave, and the neighborhood where 700 homes vanished in a single summer and the land is now selling for pennies. If the phrase "what's the catch" is your love language, hit subscribe, because this entire video is the catch. Let's count it down. Number 12, Pahala. Pahala is an old sugar plantation town in the Kau district, and the tin-roofed plantation homes here are some of the cheapest intact houses in Hawaii, regularly listing under $300,000 and occasionally far below. The sugar mill closed in 1996. The jobs left, and the town is an hour from Hilo and everything else. The catch here is the simplest one on this list: remoteness. The award-winning Kau coffee farms and the black sand beach at Punalu'u are the consolation prizes, and honestly, they're good ones. Number 11, Ocean View. Ocean View is the largest subdivision in the world, 18 square miles of streets bulldozed across raw lava on the slope of Mauna Loa, with over 10,000 lots that have sold for as little as $5,000 to $20,000, $5,000 for land in Hawaii. The catch is everything else. No county water, so you catch rain in tanks. Limited power, so you run solar. And the entire subdivision sits in Lava Zone 2, on the flank of the largest active volcano on Earth, which last erupted in 2022 and sent lava within a few miles of the highway. The land is nearly free. The volcano is the landlord. Number 10, Hawaiian Acres. Hawaiian Acres is a grid of unpaved roads cut through Puna rainforest, where 3-acre lots sell for prices that mainland buyers assume are typos. There is no county water, many roads are private and unmaintained, and after heavy rains, some become rivers with street names. The community is a mix of off-gridders, farmers, and people who wanted 3 acres of Hawaii more than they wanted convenience. Number 9, Fern Forest. Fern Forest sits deeper and higher in the Puna rainforest, in Lava Zone 1, the highest hazard rating that exists, and cabins here have listed in the $49,000 to $100,000 range, which is where this video's title comes from. The catch is stacked. Lava Zone 1 means most private insurers won't touch it. The elevation means constant mist and mold, and the isolation means the nearest gas station is a commitment. The people who live here describe the silence like other people describe religion. The banks describe it differently. Number 8, Nanawale Estates. Nanawale Estates sits just outside Pahoa in Lava Zone 2, and permitted homes here list in the 200,000s, some of the cheapest livable houses in the state. But Nanawale's catch grows 60 feet tall. The albizia tree, an invasive species that grows absurdly fast and snaps like a breadstick, blankets this area, and when Tropical Stormy Cell hit in 2014, falling albizias crushed homes and blocked every road out, cutting Puna off for days. The houses are cheap, the trees are patient. Number 7, the Honolulu leasehold condo. This is the entry that breaks people's brains. Search Honolulu condos and you will find units, sometimes near Waikiki, listing for $50,000 to $100,000, and your first instinct will be that it's a scam. It's not, it's leasehold. You're buying the apartment but not the land under it, which belongs to a landowner charging monthly lease rent, and when that lease expires, in some cases within years, the unit can revert to the landowner, potentially leaving you with nothing. A $49,000 condo in paradise. The building is real, the ocean is real, and the countdown clock in the contract is also real. That's not a home price. That's a rental with extra steps and a down payment. If you've made it this far, the top 6 is where the volcano itself takes over the story, and I'm going to ask you to hit that like button now, because the tone is about to change. Number 6, Miloli'i. Miloli'i, on the remote South Kona coast, calls itself the last Hawaiian fishing village, a community where families have fished the same waters for generations, reached by a single steep road off the highway. Land nearby is cheap because the entire area sits in high lava hazard zones from Mauna Loa, and the 1926 flow that reshaped this coastline is still visible as a river of black rock. Miloli'i's cheapness is incidental. This is one of the last places living something close to old Hawaii, and the people here would tell you the land was never supposed to be a commodity in the first place. Number 5, Kapoho. I need to slow down now. Kapoho was an oceanfront community on Puna's eastern tip, famous for its warm tide pools and a green crater lake, until June 2018, when lava from the Kilauea eruption flowed through and erased nearly all of it. Green Lake, a body of water that had existed for centuries, boiled away in a matter of hours. The tide pools were filled. Hundreds of homes in Kapoho and the Vacationland subdivision were destroyed. People who owned oceanfront property woke up owning coordinates. Some of those buried lots still carry deeds, still get offered for sale, and still find buyers at prices that reflect exactly what they are, ownership of a place that no longer exists. Number 4, Royal Gardens. Royal Gardens was a subdivision on Kilauea's south flank, and beginning in 1983, lava flows consumed it street by street over 3 decades. The last resident, a man named Jack Thompson, held out for nearly 30 years as the flows surrounded his house, until 2012, when lava finally took it and he left by helicopter. Here's the detail that stays with me. The lots still legally exist. Every parcel in Royal Gardens is still on the county books, under as much as 50 feet of hardened rock, and deeds to buried land have changed hands for a few $1,000s. You can own property in Hawaii for the price of a laptop. It's just 50 feet down, and the volcano is still on top of it. Number 3, Kalapana. Kalapana was a historic Hawaiian village beside the famous Kaimu black sand beach, and in 1990 lava buried both, slowly, over months, while residents watched their community disappear a house at a time. And then something remarkable happened. People came back. A subdivision called Kalapana Gardens now sits directly on top of the 1990 flow. Off-grid homes built on bare black rock, with lots that have sold in the tens of thousands of dollars. A new black sand beach has formed, where the old one died. The ocean rebuilt the beach. The people rebuilt the town. Both of them did it on top of the thing that destroyed them. Number 2, Pahoa. Pahoa is the funky wooden boardwalk town at the center of Puna, and it is the epicenter of Hawaii's insurance collapse. After 2018, private insurers fled the high lava zones, leaving thousands of homeowners dependent on the state's insurer of last resort, which caps coverage at $350,000 in a state where that buys half a house. Reporting has documented premiums jumping from $1,500 to $5,000 in a single year. One Leilani area couple paying $5,900 annually for the maximum coverage, and residents borrowing money to pay off mortgages entirely just so they could legally go uninsured. The homes in and around Pahoa are the cheapest in Hawaii. The insurance, when it exists at all, is not. Number 1, Leilani Estates. Leilani Estates is where the whole equation becomes visible. In the summer of 2018, fissures opened directly inside this subdivision on Kilauea's East Rift Zone, and over 4 months, lava destroyed more than 700 homes, the worst residential loss in modern Hawaiian history. Families lost everything, and I want to be clear that for them this was not a real estate story, it was a catastrophe. What's happened since is the part nobody expected. The land is still there. The lots, some covered in rock, some untouched in green, still exist on the county books, and parcels have sold for a fraction of pre-eruption values, some in the tens of thousands, some less. People are buying. Some are survivors returning to rebuild on ground they refuse to surrender. Some are newcomers betting that Kilauea will look elsewhere for a generation. The homes cost $49,000 because the volcano set the price, and the volcano does not negotiate, and neither, it turns out, do the people of Puna. Empty Hawaii isn't empty because nobody wants paradise. It's empty because paradise, at that price, asks a question most buyers can't answer. The people who answered it are still there. That's the list. The cheapest addresses in Hawaii, and the exact reasons the market walked away from every one of them. If this video rewired what affordable means to you, subscribe, because next week I'm covering the mainland towns where insurance, not crime, is quietly emptying the streets. Drop a comment with the catch you'd actually live with, and I'll see you in the next one.